Right, 30 October 2024, and today I am very happy to be giving you this morning's news update, and it's gonna be action-packed. There is a lot to cover, so I'm going to move very quickly, and this is something that we have predicted previously, and the next 60 days are going to be critical. I've said that whoever moves first wins. Whoever moves last loses. And we are on the final stretch. You are going to see a transition taking place in Zimbabwe, but the transition is not going to be peaceful. We are going to see bodies very soon. I think I've said it a number of times that we are just about to see dead bodies. And this is very sad because the people that are involved are the heroes of our country, people from the past who have brought Zimbabwe to where it is right now. So last night, I did give an update on an accident that has taken place that involved Retired General Elson Moyo. And unfortunately, this has been confirmed. So there's been confirmation that there was an accident, and I'm going to post on Gambakwe the police report of that accident. However, I'm going to take you through what has happened. This is a mysterious accident, and I dare say it is an assassination attempt on Elson Moyo. And the people that I talked to, I spent a whole lot of time yesterday talking to people in intelligence, talking to people in the military, and they all agreed that there is a plan to finish all the generals. There's now consensus that there's an attempt to finish all the generals and kill them. And so we have a serious problem. Because do you think the generals are going to allow themselves to be killed? So can you believe it? If you think that the generals are going to allow themselves to be killed, and then you've got another thing coming. So on the screen, I'm displaying for you the accident that happened last month. That is General Rugeje here. And you saw that the front tire was out. And I explained to you that this was a single car accident. So one car involved in the accident. So now let's look at what happened yesterday. This is the police report from the accident that happened yesterday. It's widely circulating. You'll be able to see it on any platform. So I don't have, it's on mine. Like I know the one who brought it out. So it says here, road traffic accident involving Retired General Air Marshall Elson Moyo at the 10-kilometer peg, Chegutu, Pixton Road, Chegutu, on the 29th of October 2024 at 1500 hours, and at 10-kilometer peg along Chegutu Pixton Mine Road, Chegutu, Old Farm, Chegutu. The sole party, retired Chief Air Marshal Elson Moyo, former commander of the Air Force of Zimbabwe, aged 67, of Concession Hill Farm, Chegutu, was driving a silver Toyota Hilux double cab, registration number AES 3454, in the dust road from his farm towards Chegutu. Upon reaching the 10-kilometer peg, he failed to negotiate a curve. The vehicle veered off the road to the right, hit a tree, and landed on its wheels. The sole party did not sustain visible injuries, but was complaining of a painful right hip and shoulder. He was taken to Chegutu District Hospital by Lonlisha, where he was lifted to Harare Hospital by air ambulance helicopter. His condition is stable and next of kin were advised. The vehicle sustained a dislodged front right wheel, damaged right headlamp, and a damaged front fender. The vehicle was towed to Concession Hill Farm, Chegutu. Investigation are in progress. ZRP traffic, Chegutu. So I want to take you back to the picture that I was showing you earlier. This vehicle here. So on Rugeje's case, the left tire came out and he lost control of the vehicle. And in the case, so this is the same car. This same car that you're seeing here, that is the car that the generals have got. Rugeje's car was on the left. Elson Moyo's car was on the right. But the same thing happened. The tires fell out. And I've explained to you that there are two ways of assassinating that is taking place according to my sources in Zimbabwe intelligence. One, they spray a certain chemical on your tire so that when it's moving, and when you reach a certain speed or a certain time, your tire is finished and your whole tire will just fall out. So if you look at this case, where is the tire? So in most cases, the tire would have fallen out, but then there will be a rim if that is the case. Alternatively, they will do something to the suspension and the whole tire will come out and the rim, it will go away. So those are two ways of assassinating. Thirdly, they will park at a certain spot and they will shoot out the tire. So that is the border Gezi situation, according to my sources. They stand when you're traveling at high speeds, they will shoot your tire and you have an accident. So those are three ways of assassinating. In this particular case, it appears as if this same method which happened to Rugeje here also happened on the other car, which is, you can see the damaged fender, you can see the tire has fallen out completely, including the rim. And also, these guys are traveling alone. The reason why they're traveling alone is because they are afraid of what is happening. Junior soldiers are reportedly being paid to spy on them. So they're now living in different places and they don't live at one place at a time. And this includes moving around to places where you don't expect them, and most times alone. So you can see that they've got bulletproof here. You can also see that they've got tinted windows. And normally when you're at this rank, you've got someone who moves around with you. And the only time when you move around alone is either if you're being mischievous, so if you're going to a game, or if you are trying to avoid detection. So that is what normally happens. That's why you normally see these guys traveling alone. Secondly, and another factor is that these guys often have to meet secretly with other people. So if you go to a certain meeting secretly, then when you're coming back, someone in that meeting will be a sellout. And they've already said, we end us so, and then they catch you there. So that is what probably happens in such cases. The generals are not unanimous in whatever they're doing, whatever they are going through. So there are others among them who are not with them. So you understand what I'm saying? It's a fight. And during a fight like this, there are people that are going to be genuine. There are people that are going to be on the other side. There's a lot of selling out. And what normally happens is that the structure collapses. So all the people that you're seeing now, you're eventually going to end up with a different group, because when you're going through a change, the first person to propose a change normally doesn't see it through. So I don't know what in the Bible, there was someone called Moses. Alambuki, he doesn't go to the other side, because that is how change works. Change kills the person that comes with it. And the people who normally succeed are those who stay on the sidelines, like what Chamiza is doing. And then when you're all finished, he's going to come and he's going to be the president. Or a junior officer is sitting at the corner calculating, and in 10 years' time, he's going to come and become your president. So what you're watching right now is the last game. So the last game in ZANU PF, the next 1,000 days are critical for ZANU PF. However, for Zimbabwe, the next 60 days are critical for Mnangagwa by 27 December, which is 2 months. something big would have happened, because Mnangagwa is not going to be able to make it. So Mnangagwa won't make it. Mnangagwa has failed, and the whole thing is collapsing around him. However, whoever comes next is going to do very, very well. That is where the fight is. The fight is in taking over, because the next person that takes over in Zimbabwe is going to sit on at least $100 billion. That is serious money. And you don't get that money easy. You've got a lot of internal and external players that are going to come and try to sit on that $100 billion. Our country is going to become the first world country, the first African country to be a first world country. Zimbabwe is very unique. There is no country like Zimbabwe in the whole of Africa. And the country is going to quickly turn around, especially when high-speed rail comes. You will see Zimbabwe becoming a center for the world, especially for tourism, for manufacturing, for mining, all those things. Zimbabwe has got everything in one place, and the infrastructure is already there. The human capital is already there. There is no one who doesn't want to be in Zimbabwe right now. So this is an assassination attempt on Elson Moyo. There's no question about it. Someone tried to kill him yesterday. And Elson Moyo, the reason why they want to kill him is because he is a very quiet person. And quiet people are considered very dangerous. So you can see that they've started here. But my belief is that the next person that they're going to go after is Chiwenga. I told you they're going to move on Chiwenga very quickly, very fast, and they cannot fire Chiwenga. I've told you that constitutionally, there is no person in Zimbabwe who can fire Chiwenga. Chiwenga's position is constitutional. So if you want him to go, you have to make him go. You see what I mean? Like, if you want Chiwenga to go, you have to make him go. You can't fire him. He is in a constitutional position that cannot be fired. That is why you saw Kuti, when Kembo did the Give Me a Cup, they did not fire him. He had to resign. So Mnangagwa will give you a call and say, Mdara, you have to resign. And then you resign. But they cannot fire Chiwenga. He's the only person that cannot be fired under the current constitution of Zimbabwe. There is a process that is to be followed. So my belief is that they've moved on Elson here. And whoever is doing the assassinations, something is not working. So you have to change your provider. Your assassination guy is not doing what needs to be done. So if it's a shooting, so if you look at this car, if they are shooting off these tires or trying to finish him off, then you must look for gunshots and spent cartridges around this area where these accidents are happening. Because I also believe that once the person has an accident, the next thing will be they're supposed to now shoot you dead. And that is not, that last bit is what is not happening. I believe that they're probably using this tire spray right now. But I believe that if this continues and this continues to fail, the next general that is going to have an accident will be finished off either at the accident scene or at the hospital. So when he gets to the hospital, they're going to take him out there. They'll inject him with something, or they'll just break his neck. That is what is going to happen. What I said is whoever moves fast and first is going to win. Whoever moves last is going to lose. There is no going back under these current circumstances. The battle lines have been drawn, and Mnangagwa and the generals are no longer on one side. It's clear that the generals know that the 46 or so generals who died did not die in natural death. That is what they believe. And there is a new crop that wants to take over. And that new crop is not going to allow the generals to go and walk in. And I've said to you that power in ZANU-PF is not passed like a button. You don't get it like come and they make you walk on the red carpet. Okay, you're going to walk on the red carpet, but it's going to be a carpet tarred with blood. That is what happens in ZANU-PF. ZANU-PF is a military organization. It's not a political party. It is a party of war. So that is what happens. And if you've watched or read the book that I always recommend here, the 33 strategies of war. You understand how you fight a powerful enemy. And one of the things that you do is to fight them in private spaces. And fighting them is such that they feel like they're being attacked from all angles. So this is what is happening to the generals right now. Someone is going to attack them in private spaces, when they're in their homes, when they're in a place where they're supposed to be relaxed. They will attack them there, and they will make them feel like they're being attacked from all sides. And this will happen consistently and persistently, and they will not know rest until whoever is attacking them wins, or until they take out the threat. So I do not think we are seeing the end of this. We're just seeing the beginning, and it's going to intensify. Very serious situation developing in Zimbabwe. And yesterday was fast, unexpected. No one expected Mnangagwa to move at this point, because I believe that this is Mnangagwa moving on these guys, and moving very, very fast. So I'll put this on Gambakwe. You can go and check out the statement. I'll put it on Gambakwe later on after I finish this presentation. Now let's go to news. We've got very interesting news that is taking place today. And I want to start with this story here. So if you go to H Metro newspaper, these are the guys who compiled these pictures. We've covered this story extensively yesterday. So you can also go check it out on Gambakwe. So this is CEO of Sisonke Holdings, Kudzai Keita. He is trending on all platforms after he had an accident the previous day at the front of a police station, Rodsville police station. His wife was driving. She's a TikToker. And when they were driving in the morning at around 5:30 a.m., she turned right in front of oncoming traffic. The guy, Kudzai, died, and his mother also died on the spot. And she is right now battling for her life in hospital. So obviously, you mustn't allow a woman to drive at 5 a.m. And secondly, apparently, this guy was coming from a prophet, because he had been told that his days are numbered. He was just about to die. And he went to the traditional healer, then he went to a prophet. And on return, this is when this accident happened. There are rumors that he was involved in some criminal activities. So you can go check it out. It's all over the internet. I'm not the one who is talking about it. I don't know anything about it. But apparently, he used to be involved in smash and grab. So smash and grab here. You can check out this guy who has put it here. He was a master of deception. I believe Savan Mazimba Kudazinu, but Afanaka. So they are saying that this is connected to some rituals which were performed by somebody, but I know nothing about it. All I'm saying is you can go and check it out. This is celebrity death number 2 this week. There was also a celebrity security who died. So you can go check it out on Gambakwe. The guys have been covering those stories. And his girl or wife is currently in what can I say, ICU. I don't know if it's ICU or she's just in hospital, but she's called Lonlisha. So she's one of the girls who dance on TikTok. In fact, you can go check out, she's got some very interesting videos, the young lady over there. So it's not about the roads. The roads is the people who travel. If you just go out of Harare, the road is a mess. But this is in Harare, within the city boundaries, where I think the roads just have potholes. The lighting is bad. I don't drive in Harare after dark. It's so dangerous. People don't know how to drive, and you're most likely to die. So when I go to Harare, after dark, I just sit wherever I am. I never walk out or drive out. Very dangerous stuff. Then let's go to another crazy situation. So this is Nkululeko Innocent Dube here. Yes, sir. So Sandra Ndebele was discovered by this guy. So Nkululeko went to school with me at Mzimwane High. So he was just 1 year ahead of me. And his father, Pierre Dube, was our headmaster at that time. Pierre Dube was one of the most interesting characters. Like, he used to have a very soft spot for me. I don't know if old Mdala Dube is still around, but he was the first man to identify leadership skills in me. So he made me one of the top 3 prefects at Mzimwane High. So it was me, Mbachi Mazuduna from Botswana, and I think it was Kita Piri from Malawi, and Masoni Chirwa. So what has happened is, and the reason why I'm mentioning Nkululeko Dube is that the CEO of Highlanders, that is Sihlangu Dlodlo, he passed away last week. And one of the last things that Sihlangu Dlodlo did before he died was to make a post on Nkululeko Dube. So it's crazy to me. Like, when I was watching it, I could not believe it. So it's unbelievable. He made 2 crazy posts, but one of the posts he made was about Nkululeko Dube, and he sort of appreciated Nkululeko Dube. And I don't know what was the relationship between the two, but you can go check it out. Okay, not this post. This is the post that has shocked everyone in Highlanders. One nice way you could create a drama, Lobumbulu, Wemfen, is to die endlini uwedwa nje, just to rot for a week or so. Omakhelwane babone ngempukane eziyi-green ewindini. This is crazy. And then he wrote this one. I would write so many things about Nkululeko Innocent Dube. The men would try teaching me humility. Tried teaching me patience. Tried love, and I was hopeless. Nkululeko Dube, you're able to come into a crowd and go without demanding attention. I don't know about that, but I think these are very interesting posts, and we need to ask Nkululeko what happened with this man. And this was his post here, Nkululeko Innocent Dube. I think he rotated Vusa Mukaya here. So I find it funny that Sihlangu Dlodlo died this way. I didn't know him myself, like personally, but he was at Chinga Dube's burial. So he spoke there, and I don't know what he knew about the death of Chinga Dube, but obviously he knew something, and he spoke there. So I don't know what was the whole story. In fact, let's see what he said here. Right, so you can see he spoke there, and you can go check out this on site. It's very odd. It's an odd death, and many people are speculating what could have happened to him. But I think time will tell. We'll see what happened to him. But as I said, the interesting part for me was what he said about Nkululeko Dube here. So go check it out. Go check out the post. I think they've removed the contagious one. But I also find it odd that a CEO lives in a place like Ngeta. I'm not looking down on Ngeta at all. But what I'm saying to the guys in Zimbabwe is our country does not have the proper infrastructure. So if I was to come to Zimbabwe, I used to live in Kulumane when I was a student. You don't expect me again to go and live in Kulumane. I used to live in Glenview when I was in Harare, Glenview 7. You don't expect me to go and live at Glenview 7. I live the avenues. You don't expect me to live at avenues anymore. So the problem is the whole country does not have proper infrastructure. And the reason is Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa is destroyed the opportunity of our country. He squandered the opportunity over the past 10 years to make our country a developed country. What we need to do right now is to move very quickly on infrastructure. Mbare is going to be closed. So if you didn't know, Mbare is going to be closed for 7 months. I said it last week. They're going to close Mbare for 7 months. Mnangagwa's plans are so small, and what he's planning to do is not going to change the country. So you need new leadership in the country. That is why you see our prominent people are struggling. You cannot have a country where your top crop is not successful. So if I mention all the top people that you know, they must be living, they must be millionaires. But right now, there are no millionaires in our country because the country just doesn't have the correct infrastructure. And Mnangagwa's plans are weak. Mnangagwa does not have a proper vision. His vision is too small, and everything that is setting up is weak. So go check out all those posts by Slangu Jojo. I don't know when they're going to bury him, but there's an investigation taking place. He died by himself. He spent a few days, I think, without being discovered. And as he predicted, the neighbors saw that there was something odd over here. So I'm going to put this post on Gambakwe that he did on Facebook before he passed away. Then let's go to Auxillia Mnangagwa. Auxillia Mnangagwa was in Tanzania. And Auxillia Mnangagwa does some odd stuff. Like, she's the only person who does things that are not the same as everyone. So there was a dress code for this thing. And Auxillia, being Auxillia, she decided to wear the different dress. The dress code was everyone must wear red. So you can see all the first ladies are wearing red, except for Auxillia. She's the only one wearing green. So I think she didn't get the memo about what to wear when she went over there. But obviously, these are the last days of the Mnangagwa family. The Mnangagwa family failed to utilize the presidential opportunity, and they'll go down in history as the one family that has not done well. And one of the reasons is that the Mnangagwa family has failed to empower other people. So I said this in the past. Mnangagwa aruguraya vanhu nenzara. The people around Mnangagwa are not making money. Right now it's worse. The whole of Zimbabwe, especially ZANU-PF guys, are struggling. They have not empowered anyone. And even among themselves, they are going to become very, very poor. When they leave office, they are going to struggle. Mnangagwa is his children in government because they don't have money. If Mnangagwa had money, his children would be working in government. And how do you make money? You create projects that are so profitable that all your children are sorted. Mnangagwa's children are depending on a salary from government. And I'm talking here about the twins. Kuda is working in government. They don't have money. They are digging little holes for gold, and they are extorting money. They are not going to last. That money is little. What they should have done was to start a high-speed rail, 30 billion, 40 billion, on a 30 billion project. Do you know how much is the commission on a 30 billion project? Your commission is 2 billion. So, Mnangagwa, they failed. They don't have the proper blueprint for success. And this is for the future leaders who are coming. Mugabe easily stole 4 billion, from what I understand. And Mnangagwa, they failed to do it. And Mnangagwa, his things are so low level, primary industries, agriculture, mining, those little industries. When you want to go rich, you must be in finance, you must be in high-speed rail, you must be in industries like at the top, not these little industries. And everyone in the country is poor along with him because his ideas are weak and he does not have a plan. So look at what he's planning to do with Mbare. He's planning to build a 3-story building. Currently, there are 7,000 vendors. And Mnangagwa wants to put 10,000 vendors. I have said, and it's very easy. You build a sort of like a flyover or a bridge all the way from Mbare to 4th Street Market. You put a rail there all the way to Chitungwiza, which passes through Highfield, Glenview. It passes there through Chitungwiza, all the way up to Seke. And that is your first leg, which you make as your market. You put flats there, and that is a central business district. You put hotels in that whole area, all around Kunanamagaya, and you redesign the whole thing. Mnangagwa doesn't think that way. He only thinks in a small way. Harare would become massive. It would become like Cape Town. If you're driving Cape Town, you know what I'm talking about as you enter the city. But Mnangagwa's plans are so small. That is why the ZIG is collapsing, because the ZIG has got no purpose. And there's nothing that you do with that money. And you need someone with a new imagination who's going to do what I'm talking about. And right now we've got Smart Cities conference in Harare. The planners of all the cities are over there. They're doing some little, what we call master plans. Today, I think we've got a number of master plans. I'm going to share them with you. These things don't work because you lack a connection. Zimbabwe must be connected with speed. I must be able to jump in a train in Harare and be in Bulawayo in 3 hours and be in Vic Falls in 5 hours. So on a Saturday, I know that I'm going to Vic Falls and I leave at 2. I'm there by 6. I spend 2 hours with my family. We spend money in the city and we go back by Monday morning. We arrive. Those things don't exist in Zimbabwe. That is why Zimbabwe is failing, because it's not connected with speed. And these are the kind of things that you need to put in place if you want to do well. Our people are living overseas, in Australia, in New Zealand, in UK, in the USA, in little flats, with nothing when they die, or they come back with this, the coffin where they are in. They've got nothing, they've got no savings. They're spending millions and millions over there on rent and on basic survival. So our country won't survive because your best brains are dying outside the country and they're not contributing to the country. So the plans that Mnangagwa have got are weak, they won't work, and it will be a lost opportunity when he finally leaves. You're going to see with Mnangagwa akapedza vanhu nenzara. Okay, I want to now go into some other news. Madzibaba Ishmael appeared in court. A DNA test was taken on 3 children. The mothers are 14 years old, and they've all tested positive for Madzibaba Ishmael. 99% the children of Madzibaba Ishmael, but he's out on bail because he's the prophet of Mnangagwa. Then in South Africa, Chidima Adechina, she's going to lose her ID, and her mother is going to lose her ID because they have apparently robbed someone of her ID. So they are going to lose the ID. And then what else? I think we've been covering this young lady here, Laura Tapio. We're covering quite a lot of young YouTubers. She's recently moved to Harare. She's complaining she's lonely and she knows no one that side. Boys go Harare, I'm school roba mve. You know, like I was telling guys, so far, right? Many guys have approached us. They've taken about, I think, 100 packets now of mve. So what you guys must know is that don't just buy mve without knowing what you're buying. So there's the bark, there's the leaves, there's the fruit, and there's the flowers. So don't buy that big thing that is long that they're selling you. It's not the thing. You must phone me and I'll connect you with the right supplier. Kunoku SA, a 1 liter engine to become a 3 liter engine, and you don't need to crank it for it to work. So I think that is it for today. I've covered everything. I'm going to be traveling to the United States of America for some time. I'm going to be in and out of the United States because I'm covering some news over there. I'm also going to be talking to the guys in the United States so that we can set up what we call a homecoming chapter. And we want to use the USA as our base. The USA is very interesting. There's a lot of opportunity in the United States of America. So I know most of you guys go to the UK. The opportunity is not there. The opportunity is in the United States. And most Zimbabweans find it difficult to penetrate the United States. Getting a visa into the United States is very difficult. But once you're over there and you follow the rules, you can do very, very well. So we want the guys in the United States to start connecting to home. And we want to do homecoming. My vision is that the high-speed rail that we're talking about, We as Zimbabweans must own it, and we must fund it, and we must run it. We are capable of doing that, and not Auxillia Mnangagwa generalize it. So we need to have a private effort to put in place high-speed rail. We need to build 5 million units at least of housing, and we need to create a number of CBDs across Zimbabwe as a private effort. And I am recommending, yesterday I was watching a certain video, and I want you guys to watch this video. This video is to do with finance and how to fund a black business, how black business are being funded in America. Our biggest problem as black people is we lack access to platforms. We don't own the platforms. We don't own capital. So we are sitting in the United States, we are sitting in UK, but you own nothing. So those are the kind of things that we need to stop. You can't be a millionaire or a billionaire working a job. You need to own the platforms. You need to understand how to run and raise capital. So I'm going to recommend to you this video. Already most guys yesterday I've shown you this video. And this is the video I'm talking about here. One of the youngest guys
lending in this country
right now.
Until we address that,
this video is called the CEO's
real conversation, because there are people out here right now who can afford.
Go check it out. He's working with the daughter of Martin Luther King on the project for the diaspora. So as Zimbabweans, we need to understand how to raise capital. Where we are going, you cannot be a billionaire if you don't understand how to raise capital, if you don't own the platforms. We've done very well. We own the media now, and we've done it without funding. I'm very proud that what we're doing it without funding. Gambakwe media are responsible for almost 90% of all the news that you're seeing in Zimbabwe right now. There's barely someone who has come out who is not passed through Gambakwe. But we need to go to the next level. What we need to do is to create millionaires. We need to transform our country so that when you walk into Zimbabwe, it's a first world country. And no one is going to hand it to us. We're going to have to do it ourselves. And we are capable of doing it. The same way we're doing these things that we're doing without anyone supporting what we're doing. I can tell you that I have gone to everyone. There's no one that I've not asked to help us. And there is barely anyone who can assist us. Many people, they want to talk about it, but they will not help. I literally have to get rid of some of my property in the past to get things done. And that is because the capital that is out there is not there to empower us. The capital that is out there is only there for their own interests. So they don't have our interests. And we need to deal with our own interests. As Zimbabweans, we need to own the future of our country and make sure that our country is successful, and we stop living these survival lives where if you get fired today, tomorrow you're looking for your next meal. And if you are back in your country of Zimbabwe, you have a choice. You don't need to have a visa. You don't need to have a permit. You can do it. So we need to create that platform, and we need to do it through high-speed rail. And that is my vision of how we need to do it. Now, let's quickly look at the comments. Mkoma Dennis, and I tend to get emotional about it because raising capital to me is very personal. If I can't raise capital, what about the guys who don't have a platform? So it's very important for you to understand how important it is to have capital and have a platform. What goes around comes around. Military is always sent to kill innocent civilians and no action is taken. And then Mkoma Gibson said, I witnessed the accident yesterday. Mkoma Gibson, you're talking about accident, Keita, I think. Very sad. I hear that it was a bad accident. Is Smanda failing to protect the generals? Right, let me talk about Smanda. Smanda is in between. So I've explained to the guys. Smanda has said people don't touch Chiwenga, and he has said people don't touch Mnangagwa. So Smanda is in between, but I don't think he controls the guys who are assassinating. So I don't know how he can protect these people. That is PV Smanda. But these are retired generals. Zimbabwe's got a lot of people who are above major officers. You can't be everywhere. And they're traveling alone. The reason why they're traveling alone is because they're afraid of being spied on. So I don't know what Spanda can do, but there is obviously a need for these military guys to come together and make a plan. Vanopera se ishwa, vano ava. If they're not careful, then who dares wins? Yes, they are just saying whoever dares wins. That is what we call the killer punch. Do you have the ability to finish someone off? And I think Mnangagwa has got the ability to finish someone off, and he can finish all of you off. God teach me this Zimbabwean politics smelly bad. True. Mkomapo morning Gambakwe varukubatwa se ishwa. Yes, my general arukubatwa se ishwa. Then one said Chamisa killed Morgan in his car accidents. No, go and look at what Eddie Cross said about the accident. Morgan Changirai. Eddie Cross said Changirai was being guarded by CIOs. So go check it out. You must go and look at the interview, the recent interview that Eddie Cross did on Morgan Changirai's accident. James Maridadi, I think I talked to James Maridadi that day when that accident happened. He will tell you what happened to Morgan Changirai on that day. So I don't want to say a lot, but kuchafiwa. Okay, that is summary of everything. Someone is going to die very, very soon. And by December, our country is going to be very different. Mnangagwa is going to go, but before he goes, it's going to get dirty. And we're going to go into a 10-year transitional period. However, we can manage this situation. We need to manage this situation so that it doesn't become a mess. And a mess is when you have the wrong person taking over from Mnangagwa. We need a transitional period. If you don't have that transitional period, our country will not develop. Zimbabwe has been going through problems since 1890. The problems in our country are spiritual. What do I mean they're spiritual? There is a big case that was placed on Zimbabwe. Even the Zimbabweans themselves. When you deal with Zimbabweans, you see what I'm talking about. There's just something there that needs to be addressed. As a nation, we need to change our culture. We need to change our values. We need to change our principles. We just don't have the building culture. So we need to build instead of destroying. However, every time Zimbabweans come together, they destroy each other. They destroy whatever they're building. And everyone wants to be the boss. I've never seen a country like that where everyone wants to be on top and no one wants to be at the bottom. Look at what is happening to Chamisa. Look at what happened to Morgan Changirai. Every time they build, no one ever wants to be in a structure. It's crazy and unbelievable. So that's Wazana says, when I come into Tokyo, I'm not going to come to Tokyo. The next place I'm going to go to is UK. And then after that, I'm going to go to China because I want us to look at high-speed rail in China. And guys, I'm so passionate about high-speed rail. And I want us to work on a feasibility study. I want us to work on high-speed rail and I want us to own it. And the high-speed rail in Zimbabwe, I expect that we can have high-speed rail, Harare to Bulawayo, Bulawayo to Victoria Falls, Bulawayo to Bedbridge, Bulawayo to Johannesburg, Harare to Beira, Harare to Lusaka. Then you have one rail that comes probably, if you do Harare, Churundu, you do Kariba, Binga, and then you do Vic Falls. Then obviously you have one in the middle, which goes Harare, Kadoma, somewhere around there. Then you go Gokwe and Victoria Falls. Then obviously you have a hub at Gweru and at Masvingo. Those are the kind of rails that will probably cost about 30 billion to 50 billion US dollars. And that is the project that I'm talking about. Mnangagwa, 3-story building, Chapo, Achinakana Basa. We don't care about the 3-story buildings. We want a metro rail in Harare. Kuti munhu akajambira in the train from Mutare, they can be in Harare in an hour. Someone can work in Harare and stay in Mutare. Those are the kind of things that we want. Someone can stay in Gweru and work in Harare. The moment you do that, your country is now a successful country. And that is what we want We want a country that moves fast, a country that is connected, a country that is modern. And Mnangagwa is failing very, very badly. So before I get ahead of myself, let me bring this to an end. I'll be back here tonight. So what I'm going to be doing is that we're going to increase the frequency of our shoots. As I go over to the United States, we're going to be showing you more and more. And we're going to be covering many, many places. I'm also hoping that I'll be in the official program or in the United States of the election coverage, so that we can actually officially talk to the people who are in charge over there. And I obviously want to meet Kamala Harris. That would be amazing if I was to meet Kamala and she becomes president. That would be like unexpected, but very interesting stuff. If she was to become president, I'll be okay. Something different, guys. I know, but most people just get confused by Trump. But imagine if, with Trump appearing to be heading towards a win, right? Suddenly Kamala becomes the president of the United States. That would be crazy. Like, so it is a very exciting election, and I'll be over there and part of this history-making election. The American election is going to be one of the most interesting elections that we've ever seen. The outcome of this election is unexpected. No one knows what is going to happen. And if someone tells you that they know, they're lying to you. The Democrats are very strong in technology. They are very strong in organizing. Trump is very good at hyping up people and at taking the whole space. So wherever Trump goes, he takes the space. So you've got two different candidates right now. One that is based on a very strong system, grassroots, and one that is very based on the top and very strong, powerful character, strong character. It's going to be a drama, and you're going to be watching it, and it will be amazing. Come on, if you want a 3-liter engine, which type of vehicle do you buy? You must WhatsApp me. Don't buy the wrong stuff. It won't work. You think that your thing is not working. You have to WhatsApp me. I'll put you in touch with the right people. Don't buy the wrong stuff. You're going to waste your time and your money. So that is the number if you want to buy them there. That thing is dangerous. Like, hey, have you ever seen a car that is with one engine becoming a car with 2 engines? So, guys, from that time, guys, that thing is dangerous. But anyway, I have to go, and I really enjoy talking to you. And we're going to do very, very well as a country. But first, we have to pass this stage where we are. We are going into a new period, and that new period is going to go through a transition. And that transition is 10 years or more. You're going to look at a different country. By 2040, Zimbabwe will be one of the best countries. But we need you guys back home. Don't overstay your visa. Don't seek asylum. Don't do anything crazy. Do plan about going home. Trump will lose. I can assure you on this one. Don't assure, guys. As I said, this is 50-50. The polls are showing that this is so close. And the people don't know how close this is. It's so close. It's almost like a few votes can make a difference here. And that is why I'm going over there. I'm so excited to be going over to the States. And obviously, a lot of work has happened behind the scenes for us to get to this stage. And I would like to thank everyone who has assisted us to get over there. And guys, there's a guy who's going to be paying my hotel for 40 days and 40 nights. That's amazing. So if you want to assist and add another month, there is my number. Let's talk. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and a good day